there everyone, welcome to another video. As mentioned in previous videos, I'm using Final Cut Pro as my editor, and for the most part I'm self-taught, so I'm just learning as I go. Now I've just learnt a new way of doing multicam editing, which is possibly the right way to do it, and it's different to how I have been doing it. So I thought I'd do a quick video to show you how I have been doing it and then the new way that I've learnt, because there could be some people out there who are doing it the way I have been doing it, but you can save yourself a lot of headache by doing it this new way. Now I'm typically using 3 cameras at the moment. This one's my main one. I have this one here for doing close-up stuff perhaps, and I have another angle over here. So now I'm going to use old footage from a previous video, which is only going to show 2 angles, but the method is actually how I'm going to be doing this one, combining these 3 cameras. So if we come over here, I've imported one lot, so I'm going to import, and I've got it, that's my B-roll. I'm going to go to my raw footage folder, my helmet cam, card 1, and if you have a look over here, I'm looking for 0127, which is this one here. So we'll bring the footage across. Now typically in the past what I've done is we'll just start a new project. Boom. We call this temp, because I'm going to delete this. I'm not going to use this. This is just an exercise to show you what I'm doing. Now, to bring the footage across, you select it and then come down here to import selected. But how I have been doing it in the past is just coming over here, dragging it and dropping it, which effectively imports it as well. So I'm gonna delete that and change the duration back to 0, because now that clip is actually here as well. So I've got the 2 clips the same way as if we had imported them. So how I have been doing it in the past is I've been grabbing my footage, dumping it in here, and then going to my B-roll, card 1, and it's 1353, and just dragging it across and dumping it in here. Right, now this is where it becomes more time consuming, because if I disable the top one, and I might have to turn that down a bit, so we'll let it play. Now you saw that was the claps. Let's go back over here. Right, the second clap, there's, you heard it, and I'm going to go back frame. There's the clap, and there's the hands together. So let's select that and mark it, and we'll disable that one, and we'll enable the top one. Right, let's play that. Right, there's the claps. So let's go back. Okay, we heard it. Let's go back. Hands together. Select it and mark it. Select it, mark it, and I'll go to blade and I'll trim off the excess so I can drag it across Now you see that yellow line? That means those two markers are together. So effectively the top video and the bottom video are aligned. Now some of the trouble that I've had is that when I put in cuts and joins and transitions and stuff like that, they fall out of sequence with each other, which is a bit of a problem. So what I'm going to do now is delete that, change the duration back to 0. Now we have already imported the footage we're going to use, so I'm going to select that one and I'm going to come down to the other one, hold down the shift key, select the bottom one. Right, so I'm going to right click and go new multicam clip, and I'm going to call this test because when I find it I'm going to delete it anyway. This is just for this video. So that's going to have a think about that for a little while, and what it's doing is the software is synchronizing the two video files. And if we have a look at the top here, you can see that there is this new test multicam line here. So bring that down to here, and what I'm going to do is I'm also going to detach the audio, right? Because when I switch between frames, it's going to be better if the audio is in one place. Now if you come over here to this corner here and go views and go angles, see now over here we've got these two angles, and the cursor or the mouse pointer is a blade. So when I switch between these two, down here in the timeline it's going to cut it. Okay, so if we start off, you watch what happens. I'm going to change the view between the two claps to show you that it is in sync now. So we've got this dead space, which is the redundant area on one of the clips ahead of that. Okay, and you can see in this side here, that one's moving. Now the main camera's, there we go. So it's coming, right, there's the two claps. Let's go back. Right, that's one clap. Now over here I'm going to switch to this angle like that, and you'll see down here that it's put a cut in and it's switched to the other angle. So if I go back and play that here, okay, so the timing was out just a little bit, so I'm going to go back and undo that. Right, let's go back and switch to this one. Let's go back and play it. So now it's switched to the other one, and I'm going to change it back over to here in just a moment.
Right, so here we are at Dawson's Falls.
I'm going to turn that main volume down a bit.
It's raining.
Right, so I'm going to switch back to this angle and see how that looks.
It's wet, it's raining. Oh my God.
So there we've switched to the other camera and we're walking away, so we'll go back over to this one. So that's how we've synchronized the two video files. We've let the software align them up, and I've demonstrated that they are aligned by putting a cut in between the two claps, so you can see that they are lined up. Now we're going to go back to the main footage and carry on from this point, and we'll put in some more cuts just to demonstrate that.
I might take that.
And I'm going to switch to the other camera here and let it play for just a bit.
Road to the left once we get out to Open Road and head towards Stratford, get back onto the main road.
We'll switch to the other angle.
I might find a rest area there and stop off and make myself a coffee.
Right, we'll stop it there, and I'll go back and I'll play some of this, and we'll just see this area here. This is as if, and you know, effectively I'd cut out some of this rubbish down here, but we'll let that play. All right, and it switches to the other camera. Right, just going to zoom ahead just a little bit.
So there we go. Try that again. We're in Dawson's Falls. It's wet and it's rainy. We have a nice easy ride out. And I might take that side road to the left once we get out to Opanaki Road and head towards Stratford, get back onto the main road. And I might find a rest area there and stop off and make myself a coffee.
So there we have it. Now I have literally spent hours and hours and hours doing it manually with the two lines of the video files and manually lining things up and moving things around and putting transitions in and stuff like that. Effectively I can put transitions between these cuts now and everything will stay perfectly aligned as we go through. So give that a go. Remember, import your footage over here, right click and select a new multicam clip, and then that will appear up here as a multicam clip. Drag that down and then you're just working with one line instead of how I've been doing it for such a long time. This is much better, much easier, and that's how I'm going to be editing this video, which is going to be a whole lot faster. So thank you for watching and putting up with my rambling. Those of you who are following my Facebook page, the nzbeeker Facebook page, that's scheduled for deletion. It's going to take 14 days for that to delete, because when I set that up, somehow it was set up as a business instead of something a whole lot simpler. So I'm going to recreate it again soon. So I'll let you know when that's available again. I'm going to rebuild that page, but do it more as a blog type page than a business, which it's not what I want, but that's just the way it was set up. So stay tuned for that, and that's how I'm moving into multicam editing. So that's multicam editing. Just import your footage, select them, use the shift key to select multiples if you've got multiple files there. I'm going to be using 3 with these 3 cameras. Here this example is just using 2. So hold down the shift key, select your files, and then right click, select new multicam click, and the software will align everything up as it should be. And then come up to the top here, you've got the one multicam file that you can drag down into here, and that will speed up your editing. And you know, you can cut redundant bits out and change that to 0, put in a transition, put in a cross dissolve in there. So that's multicam editing, and while it is quite technical, the software Final Cut Pro takes care of all of the alignment and getting the video files in sequence. I'm only using 3. In this example I'm using 2, but for editing this video I'm using 3 for the 3 cameras that I'm using. If you were using more cameras than that, again, doing it manually the way I have been doing it, by having multiple lines and enabling, disabling, and moving things around, aligning things up manually is so time consuming, and the errors that creep in and things slowly coming out of sequence there. This keeps everything together, keeps it all nice and neat. So give it a go, and if you're at the, I mean, there are a lot of you out there doing this sort of thing, but doing it for a whole lot longer, and are doing it very, very well. But I'm just learning as I go, and this is something that I've just picked up, and I think it's really cool, so I'm sharing it with you. Give it a go. Let us know what you think.
That was terrible!
Horrendous!
I'm offended!
I'm appalled!
So what are we gonna do?
Oh, what else? Email it to everybody we know!
Good idea.
Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. Cut. Take 2. Hi there everyone, welcome to another video. I'm using Final Cut Pro as my editor, but it can shift key. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, take 4. Cut. And take 3. Now my wife will say that I repeat myself a lot in my videos, and that's because I've done a take, I've recorded something, and got a useful bit, and then a period of time's gone by and I've done another take and said the same thing, and just it may have covered the same sequence twice, but there's been quite some time between them. But when it comes to editing and the finished product, I might say something else will happen, and then I'll say it again. But sorry if that's happened this time. I didn't mean to do that. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Whatever. Give it a go, and let us know what you think in the comments below.